Let's go into talking about Warner Brothers announcing some sequels. So, Warner Brothers not Warner Brothers, but was it? Let me see here. Luca. Let me see. I'm trying to remember the names. De Luca WB. There was an article that came out with some execs at Warner Brothers, and they just kind of did a whole article. Yeah, here it goes. 5 hours ago, Warner Brothers, Mike DeLuca and Pam Addy playing long game, mixing IP like Bodyguard revamp, and just this whole article is kind of like a Q&A with them getting together and talking about what they're doing at Warner Brothers. There's been rumors that they're going to be replaced and moved over, but until that happens, or if that happens, especially now with their Minecraft success, they've been talking about a couple of upcoming movies. So, for one, they do confirm that yes, they are going to be developing a new Gremlins and a new Goonies movie. I'll start off with the Goonies first, just because I like this movie. But I don't see the point in doing another one unless it's a brand new story with new characters for a new generation. If it really is going to be the thing again where you're bringing back the whole cast, and I get it with Ki Kwan having a resurgence in his career and whatnot, and a lot of these actors still up and running, like Josh Brolin. It's just sometimes sad when you do legacy sequels this many decades apart and all of them are just old and you're just trying to recapture that magic. It gives off the vibe of, a midlife crisis of, your dad buying a motorbike and while your hairline's receding. You can't get on that bike, Steve. You got to pay the child support. Do it. That's kind of vibe it gives off. But hey, all power to them. I know Goonies is very beloved. Now, when getting on to Gremlins, guys, the Goon. Yeah, that was too easy, right? The Gooners, of course. Of course, everybody was saying the Gooners. You've seen the Goonies. Now watch them older goonin'. Hey, it could be like the Minecraft screenings. Just hand out tissues to everyone in the audience. Please do not goon where the employees will have to pick up. Goon at your own house. All right. So with Gremlins, though, I've been begging for this, man. But the Gremlins is the kind of movie where every 2 years they're like, oh, a new Gremlins coming out. They've been talking about a new Gremlins movie back when 3D was the rage. You remember when there was a period in cinema where randomly every other movie was 3D? Piranha 3D, this 3D, Titanic re-released in 3D. I actually went to that re-release, quite enjoyed it actually. But I remember they announced it then. Gremlins 3D coming to you. Never happened. Then 2 years later, working on Gremlins. Never happens. I still don't believe it'll happen, but I hope so, because Gremlins, such a great franchise, so much they could do. And at a time where Warner Bros. Is desperate for money and trying to recapture that magic, do it with Gremlins, because I think there's a lot of fun you could have whichever way you go, kind of the serious family dark horror route of the first movie, or you go zany, wild, and just have Gremlin shenanigans like in the second movie. I'm fine with either route. Just actually make it happen, They say Christopher Columbus would be involved. No word if he'd be like the director of it. The reason I bring that up, or Chris Columbus, sorry, is remember he was supposed to direct Five Nights at Freddy's at one point for the longest time, but then he dropped out of the project because that also got delayed and delayed and delayed. I'd like to see him go back to Gremlins just to see what he would have done again with that kind of family horror vibe that he was maybe going to bring to Five Nights and whatnot. Just, yes, please. I really do want this movie. But again, we have heard this for years and it never happens. We'll see if anything changes now, right? So we got that coming up. That was one that they announced. Looking at some other ones, they did talk about this movie that's coming up with Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, which I'm actually interested in. It's the Ocean's prequel, starring Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling. It's moving forward, set during 1962 Monaco Grand Prix. The film follows a couple as they teach their children how to steal from the rich. Looks like this will be like the parents then of George Clooney and what's her name? Is it Anne? No. Who did Ocean's 8? Was it Sandra Bullock? Ocean's 8. No, yes, it was Sandra Bullock, right? Yes, Sandra Bullock. So Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, their brother and sister. Looks like we're going to see the young version of them. And then Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. I'm always down for a heist movie. Love me a good heist movie, especially when you really dedicate time to the heist and how you got away with a big crime. You got Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a great Oceans movie. So very interested in that. I can't wait to see how that goes down. Then we got reaffirmed Warner Brothers is going to continue on with Drew Goddard, who's going to make a new Matrix movie. He previously did the Daredevil show on Netflix, The Martian, and Cabin in the Woods. I was someone who was pretty disappointed with the Matrix Resurrection. When that came out, I realized, I think now there's been people who like pointed out it was a real FU to Warner Brothers. It was another Joker 2 situation where, I guess the audience wasn't in on the joke, but, they created it. Basically, they said, if you don't make this movie, we're making it without you. So they made it, but self-referential, I don't want to make this movie kind of stuff. Same way into Joker 2. And okay, I guess that's fine. You got your FU and your paycheck, but it's like, I want to see a cool Matrix movie now. I want to see some cool stuff in that world. And such an interesting concept that's becoming, I don't want to say more relevant, but it's becoming more understood. We, technology advancing more and AI and, softwares and whatnot. The Matrix world is great to be revisited. I just don't know whether you go the route of rebooting or continuing the story. With what Resurrection did, I think they already kind of muddled up the universe a little bit with certain characters and whatnot. I think it'd be better if they just kind of clean slate it, start a little fresh, go with this new route, and go back to trying to reinvent the fight scenes, man. That was one of my disappointments with Matrix Resurrection. You went with a franchise that had innovative, mind-blowing action sequences. You bring back Keanu Reeves, who's just known for his innovative, great fight scenes in John Wick, and then you have him just do that the whole movie. I was like, okay. He's pushing fart bubbles throughout. I just wasn't into it, man. I wasn't into it. So I hope this is good and whatnot. And we'll see what ends up happening with that one. From there, a remake of a movie called The Bodyguard. Gotta be honest, not what I'm familiar with. Let me just quickly read what the synopsis of this is. The Bodyguard movie. So it came out in 1992. It's a thriller romance. Okay. Kevin Costner was in it. The film follows a former United States Secret Service agent turned bodyguard who is hired to protect a famous actress and singer from an unknown stalker. Okay, that's a premise I can get behind. Make Sydney Sweeney the star, and then make who should be the bodyguard? Who should be the guy? I can't even think about who. Ryan Gosling again? I only got Ryan Gosling on the brain. Well, the Kevin Costner, so maybe someone slightly older. But yeah, sure, okay. That seems fine. That could go either way. Pretty generic ways. We had an update where Warner Bros. Was again talking about the Harry Potter TV show that's coming up. There was rumors that Cillian Murphy could be involved playing the new Voldemort. They just said no comment, no comment. Until I see actual footage or like what they're doing with this universe, I just don't know whether to be excited for this Harry Potter TV series. They obviously could expand more on the books than they did in the movies world, but I just feel like the movie world is still fresh and relevant in people's minds. And just going into rebooting a TV show form, I don't know how that's going to work out. Nothing but I hope for the best though, for the sake of the Harry Potter fans. But like they already have theme parks and so much iconic iconography with Harry Potter. It's going to be so weird to see how much they change with the reboot. How different is it all going to look, or how similar will it all look, This was some sad updates with the Batman Part 2. They do let us know. They have here. Warner Brothers isn't worried about Batman Part 2. Okay, so this is good. I haven't seen this part. DC knows he's writing a writer-director auteur in his own right. It'll come when he's written his best Batman script and is ready. So yeah, they admit the Batman Part 2 script still is not ready. The Batman Part 2 script is not finished. It's not been turned in, and they're supposed to film this at the end of the year. There's been a lot of more rumors circulating that Matt Reeves, we thought that maybe he was dealing with a divorce, or like something in his personal life. It's starting to look more in the route that Matt Reeves himself might be ill, might be sick. And so for those reasons, I'm not going to try and talk too much about Batman updates until they become official, because I just would hate to be the guy screaming online, give me the Batman Part 2. And then we get some horrible news related to Matt Reeves, and I'm going to feel like a dick. I don't want to feel like that, buddy. I'll wish him the best for Matt Reeves and his health. Hopefully, it's not that serious. But yeah, that's kind of what's going around. Hopefully, it's not that. So, but that is an update for right now, still no Batman Part 2 script turned in. That kind of sucks. But we'll see. We just got to be patient. We got to be patient. They do talk about the Minecraft movie being a top priority. They say Minecraft movie is now a top priority for Warner Brothers, and that they are looking to ink a deal. They said that they don't have a deal in place right now, but they are looking to do one. And again, no surprise with the box office that it's been making and the huge returns. And I'm just wondering who they're going to get to play Alex, right? That's going to be the big draw. And don't make it all a meme movie again. Please try to just make the story a little bit better, enhance it more. If you try to make it another meme viral event, it's going to crash and burn in your face, because when you try to do that, it doesn't work. It feels forced. Everything that happened with this movie was a happy accident in terms of, because again, everybody hated the trailers for this movie. I remember I had to be on here going, I don't think it looks that bad, guys, and just get hated in the comment section. Oh, you shill. Oh, you don't know anything, Chris. Oh, you're just sucking up to them. And now look where we at. Those same fools throwing popcorn and bringing chickens to the screening. And I over here gave it a slightly negative review. We can never win in this universe, Chris. We can never win. Beetlejuice 3 is again in the works at Warner Brothers. That did end up making a decent amount of change. I was okay with Beetlejuice 2. I felt like it had its dipping moments, but overall, I did find it fun, and it was nice to jump back into that universe. I'm wondering if they go with the titling of Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Not, of course, that's the obvious way to go with it, but just thinking marketing-wise, poster-wise, and even just spreading it out there-wise, could that work? But you do the clever thing of like Beetlejuice times 3, have that thing on top of it. Maybe, right? Maybe. So Beetlejuice, that's still a coming and happening. And yeah, I Am Legend 2 is happening. That is happening. Will Smith has talked about that. I think, in fact, since we're on a Warner Brothers kind of tirade, he did give like another small update on that earlier in the week, where he said Michael B. Jordan is not playing his son. Here we go. He said here, Will Smith says Michael B. Jordan won't be playing his son in I Am Legend 2, which makes sense. Will Smith's entire character is that his whole family died. Michael B. Jordan's character is the head of a new settlement, so there's a settlement in Connecticut. So it looks like he just ends up going to like where a group community of people are, and Michael B. Jordan is probably like the head of it. They're going to be butting heads and all that kind of stuff. I can't wait, man. Michael B. Jordan's awesome. Will Smith, I still think is awesome. I'd love to see him in a movie together. Put him in Hancock too. I still hoping he was real about Hancock, because I want that movie too. Call me asshole one more time. Great line from Hancock. Great line from Hancock. Okay, that is a Warner Brothers movie. Sure, we'll talk about that real quick. Godzilla and Kong. Small update. It was just they added a star, but it was what she announced on her Instagram that made it kind of interesting. Let me see if I can find the exact Godzilla Kong. Let me see here if I can write cast. That way it pops up. Okay, here we go. So it was Alicia DeBenham Carey has been cast in the Godzilla X Kong sequel. Whenever she announced it, let me see here. She put some little space stars in her tweet. Let me see if I can't find it. But oh, there it is. There it is right here. So she got announced, and then she put it up on her Instagram, and then she put these specific emojis highlighting the announcement. And I mean, that's obviously Godzilla, and there's some stars going on, some space situation. Could we be getting some space Godzilla in the next movie? That would be great. That would be great. That would be nice. I wouldn't mind seeing some space shenanigans. Throw Kong into an astronaut suit. Do it. You already gave him that gauntlet. Give him a full suit and an astronaut outfit, and then he's punching people in space. I know he doesn't have to fight him in space. He comes from space, but still, just have them fight on the moon. Sonic 3 did it. I'd like to see you shoot Godzilla and Kong into the moon. That would probably be the best solution. That way they don't destroy another city. You know what? I actually do want a Kong moon fight now. Can they breathe though? I don't think. Well, that's why you give him the spacesuit. I just figured it out, guys. I just did it. Or just have them fight in Hollow Earth, right? You don't have to have them go to a city. Destroying the moon, though. Yo, I could see that. Just like with the laser, probably Godzilla's trying to aim at the villain and then gets punched and pisses on the moon. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, you guys let me know on those Warner Brother updates. Which was you're most excited about? What's going on there? Thank you for that. Thank you for that.